Now, NymityAI, not only is this chatbot that you're seeing here, as Darsh explained, NymityAI has other capabilities that expand to other models and actually to the entire platform. So I'm going to show you how NymityAI can be used with PrivacyCentral. And really quickly, just to explain what PrivacyCentral is. PrivacyCentral is a gap analysis tool in which basically the first thing that we're going to let you know is what are the applicable standard for your organization. This is based on type of industry, your footprint, employees, among others, right? If you get access to PrivacyCentral, you're going to get access to more than 100 different frameworks from OECD principles, GDPR, LGPD, among others, right? Of course, we are adding all the different regulations in the United States, and we are continue adding more. But basically, the idea is that once you select the standard that are applicable to you, you're going to start working on a questionnaire, right? So right now, I'm working in the GDPR questionnaire, right? And then, as you can see here, you can see the question, right? You can say yes or no or not applicable. But again, with so many questions, right, with so much information, sometimes you are like, oh, I really need to understand, like, I don't know, what is transferring personal information or any other part of this question. You can even highlight the entire question, but let's say that you want to know what is transferring personal information. You can highlight this, and basically you're going to get access to what we call AI Lookup. And as you can see here, you can ask this question. A new window is open for me on the right. And basically, based on what I highlighted, I'm going to obtain an answer. And this is great because now you have additional context, right? And this context is going to help you to provide or select a better answer for your organization. Again, you can see that not only we're going to give you like the definition, but also practical examples, right? And then some key obligations when we talk about this. And of course, as I say before, you get access to the references, right? I'm going to close this, right? But again, sometimes perhaps you have a question, not only around this particular text or verbiage, maybe around the law, maybe around the citation. And for those cases, that's when you can use AI Assistant. I'm going to select here, and again, I can select GDPR, ask about the law, or ask about the citation. I'm going to click just ask about the citation. And as you can see here, this question is asking for something very specific, for a very specific article, and that in this example is part for GDPR. And then again, we're going to give you an analysis, an overview of what it is, the key elements, practical implications, and more. So as you can see, it's not only that you're getting like the answer, right? But also we are giving you this in a very digestible way, right? Basically, this is going to make that the use or PrivacyCentral with NymityAI is going to make your life way easier. And remember that I mentioned NymityAI, as I'm going to show you later on, lives on the entire suite, right? But I'm going to show you that a little bit later. Now, let's continue with all the AI enhancements that we did into PrivacyCentral. Because as we all know, we live in an era that saying yes or no or not applicable is not enough for regulators, right? They require evidence. And thanks to AI Evidence Analyzer, first of all, we can let you know if these particular questions require an evidence, right? As you can see here. And then most important, once you add the evidence, we are going to be able to make an analysis of it. We're going to give you what we call an evidence score. But then something that I think is really powerful for you guys is that not only you're going to get the scoring, but if I scroll down and I click on this one, we're going to give you like the scoring, what is inside the evidence, pretty much what we identify of the mechanism or policy that you added, right? We're going to show you the resource identifier. And then in case there has to be an improvement, we're going to show you what are the recommendations. In this example, it's pretty much like it works pretty well, right? But what about when I add something that is not okay, right? In this example, as you can see here, my scoring is poor. I can click on here, and then again, I'm going to show you, well, the tool is going to show you the analysis, right? As you can see, this was an evidence that was around DPO. As you can see, I did not add anything around that. So you can see here, and then most important, the recommendations. But I really want to show you how accurate is our analysis, because if I highlight this example, you will see that this is the evidence that I added. In reality, it was an Article 30 report, right? So you can see that we identified that it's a business process Article 30 around human resources. And actually, if I open this, right? I'm going to show you that indeed I added, of course, on purpose, an article Terry. So let me show you really quickly. As you can see, indeed, it's an article Terry report, and it's around human resources. So this is just an example of the accuracy that you are going to get with our AI evidence analyzer, okay? So this is a time saver for customers, because then again, imagine that you're operating in multiple countries, that you have to handle multiple policies, multiple evidence, right? With this tool, you get like this analysis, and then of course, just focus on those that got a poor scoring, right? And then you are going to save a lot of time.